Hey, peace, everybody. Welcome to the Friday edition, Friday the 13th edition. Sorry. Friday the 13th edition of Burn It Down with Kim Brown. This is the place where we set oppression ablaze. And very glad to be joined with you all tonight. Got a great show in store for you. I'm not going to even do a whole lot of mumbo jumbo in. I'm not going to even do a whole lot of hemming and hawing. I think I might get right into the jam because we got some good shit to discuss on here tonight. Now, a little later on in the show, I want to talk very briefly about Jigga Man, Jay-Z, Sean Carter, who, as we all know, has been named in a civil action claiming that he allegedly, let me get all my allegeds warmed up because Jay-Z lawyers out here do not be fucking around. let me line up all my allegedlys on my allegedlys, right? So allegedly Jay-Z participated in the sexual assault of a 13-year-old girl along with Sean Diddy Combs back in 2000. Now, for most people, that might be, toxic. That could be a reason for, let's say, brands or corporations not to want to maintain relationships with you. But it turns out that the NFL said, oh, no, we don't mind hanging out with rapists. We hang out with rapists all the time. All the time. No shock that Roger Goodell made a statement, in effect, supporting Jay-Z. I want to talk about it because, like I have told you guys, pertaining to the exposure of abusers, rapists, predators across the board, right? I don't give a fuck where in life they come from what socioeconomic status, from whence they originate. I want them out of here. I want them gone. I want them exposed. I want them punished. Okay. But the fact that Roger Goodell says, he's going to support Jay-Z as Jay-Z fights these heinous allegations. I have long speculated as to who else is on some of these freak off tapes. See, because everybody wants to salivate and, oh, is it J-Lo? Is it Beyonce? Is it LeBron? Is it we can talk about LeBron too. But anyway, but I want to know, who are the fucking CEOs? Who are the executives? Who are the lawmakers? Who are the senators? Who are the Congress people? Who are the board members that have undoubtedly attended some of these freak offs? Well, one may have lent his support to another. Anyway, that's coming up later. Hold on, let me say what's up to the folks them real quick, because I want to get right into my story, my main story, because you guys are going to learn something about me tonight that you may not have known. Yes, it is I, Kim Brown, the Kim Brown of the Burn It Down fame. By the way, we are in the middle of our Burn It Down with Kim Brown winter mini fundraiser. I'd like to thank Carlos, big ballin' out here. Carlos just cashed after some bucks in support of our very ambitious $1.2 million goal. However, we are some cheap whores, so we will settle for $1,200. we are poverty stricken, so we will accept pennies on the dollar. So despite our $1.2 million goal, $1,200 will be acceptable, because that's just how it go. I feel like I'm suing somebody, right? I'm in the civil suit. I need to get Morgan & Morgan out this bitch. I need to get the Cochran firm. My negotiation skills are terrible. But anyway, big up to everyone that has already lent us some support, expended us some support. We'll accept more of it. So do us a favor. BIDWKB. That's where you can find us on Cash App, on Venmo, PayPal.me/BIDWKB. We'll accept that as well. Patreon.com. for our all-stars, patreon.com/BIDWKB. Run us some bucks. Today is the last day for our little mini winter fundraiser, and me, Will, and Molly would show appreciate it, because that StreamYard renewal is coming up. And StreamYard, let me tell y'all real quick about how much fucking StreamYard costs. So I was about to switch over to the month-to-month joint, because we do the yearly joint, which is like, thank you guys. I'm gonna look at that and come back to that in a second. We do StreamYard on the annual subscription model, $469 a year. And I said, oh, well, maybe we could bust that down a little bit. Maybe we can go to the monthly joint for StreamYard. Y'all know how much StreamYard is charging a month for what we do here? $88. Now, kids, I'm not real good at math. In fact, I failed algebra, geometry, and algebra 2. But my niggas, your girl can add and subtract like a motherfucker. Let me tell you, and multiply and divide. And I do decimals and fractions. Okay, dog. 88 times 12 is way more than 469. So I just wanted to say that, even though we are a, dare I say, somewhat of a bare bones operation, my God, we still got to keep the lights on and the subs paid and the subscriptions paid. So we appreciate it. Donnie Bird, thank you so much. Afraid not. Thank you. We anything. Oh, Don, so kind. Thank you, Don. I love you so much. So anyway, anything y'all can throw down on it, we'll take it because these niggas is robbing us. So we getting robbed by Adobe. Who else robbing us? Will StreamYard, motherfucking everybody saying get down or lay down. I said, Jesus Christ, let me ask my people if they can help us out. And I think they can. So you guys have helped already. I appreciate all the ongoing material and free support that you give because you just showing up here and being present in the jam. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the fire famers rocking with us tonight. Big up to our wonderful, illustrious moderators, of which Afraid Not is one, of which Latif is another, of which who else we got up in here? Anna Hart is another, in which Learn Life Abby is another, in which Courtney the Stallion, the only tall girl. I was going to say I'm not jealous of you, Courtney, but I am. I do hold jealousy for everybody 5'8" and tall because y'all know, I'm as a short broad. No, envy is wrong. Jealous is accurate. See, I'm wholesale jealous of all the tall women. I'm very jealous. I don't hate y'all, not enough to talk bad about y'all or nothing, but I be inside hating, but it's not outside hating. My niece Alicia, thank you so much for Alicia, thank you. Alicia, that's so kind of you. Appreciate you, baby girl. Alicia's one of my nieces. I got nieces and nephews. Big up to my nieces and nephews. Alicia, Valley Girls, Dawn Hammond in the building. My son, Tyler, my child is here. Is my child in here? Shout out to my son. What's up to all of our friends checking in with us from around the world? Who the fuck is it? Black Wookie? Am I reading this right? Y'all know I can't half-ass fucking see nor read. So sometimes I catch on, sometimes I don't. What's going on too? Who we got up in here? Is 2F's up in the building? I know she usually is. So anyway, y'all keep checking in. But let me go ahead and get started. So do me a favor, guys. Like the video, subscribe to our channel. Let's burn it down with Kim Brown, where we set oppression ablaze, a somewhat safe space, but apparently ain't nowhere a safe space. If you have been paying attention, especially up and out of space, have y'all been watching the skies? Don't watch the thrones, baby. Watch the drones. As much as this story has blown up nationally, I could not help but to share some observations because there's a couple things that you guys are about to know about me. I'm kind of like one of those paranormal heads. I know I tell y'all that I'm an ID channel auntie, which is accurate. I watch Evil Lives Here and Homicide Hunter, Joe Kenda. I watch all the ID channel shit. Fear Thy Neighbor. I watch all of that shit, all of that shit, all of that shit. But I also watch the Travel Channel. Now, how Travel Channel became Paranormal Central for programming, who the fuck knows? I don't have to answer, Sway. But I love to watch Terror in the Woods. I love to watch Paranormal Caught on Camera, Ancient Aliens, motherfucking The Dead File. Shout out to Amy Allen, my girl. But anything about shit coming out the woods or shit coming out the sky or shit coming out the water, I'm in, baby. So this drone story coming out of, initially only out of New Jersey, though it has seemed to expand it some. I'm loving the fact that, number one, it's become a national story. Number two, the whites are petrified. actually, contrarily, the whites, I'm not sure what the whites are. The whites in charge do not seem to be upset, but the whites on the ground seem to be quite perplexed. And I understand that. So I want us to take a look just to bring everybody kind of up to speed here. So while New Jersey has been ground central or ground zero so far, there have been numerous sightings coming in from around the country. And I'm trying to figure out what all these places have in common, though I haven't quite put my finger on it yet. But anyway, let's go. Fuck it. Let's go to the West Side. West Side. Now, California, you guys are not new to this. However, maybe them covering this kind of thing on the local news is a bit of a departure or attention that is thought to be legitimate that has been given to an issue or something that seems to be sort of ethereal and out there. But here we are. So, Will, let's go ahead and run that first joint coming out of Temecula. Let's check it out.
Look at this motherfucker. Look at him spraying.
Oh, wait, that's not it. Wait, hold on. Stop. My bad. That was my bad, Will. So this is not coming out of Temecula. This is a New Jersey clip. And again, look at my people on the ground. So one of the behaviors that some of these drones have been reported to be doing out of New Jersey is spraying something. Now, guys, I will admit, I have trouble picking up contrast. So a lot of these videos, some of them joints is going over my head. I'm like, I don't want to, but I know the others do. So anyway, tell me what you see in this video as my guy gives us pristine New Jersey narration. Go ahead and run that, Will. Thank you.
Look at this motherfucker. Look at him spraying. Look at that. Look at that. He is spraying the sky again. Bro, this is fucking crazy, man. Look at this guy. They're spraying the skies. Look, he just sprayed that. This guy just sprayed that.
This guy just sprayed that. Whose guy? The gray guy, the green guy, the Nordics? Who are we talking about? Let's go to California, Temecula. It took me 27 years to be able to produce Temecula. I'm like, how do I Temecula? I said, where is that? But anyway, Temecula, California, as reported by the local news. Let's check it out.
They're all over.
Oh, wait, God damn it. I'm sorry, Will. I keep fucking this up. That's Bowie. So wait a minute. This is not Temecula. This is coming out of Bowie, Maryland. Oh, local. Yes. In proximity to the nation's capital, though the nation's capital is not new to this kind of shit either. But in 2024, the 21st century, indeed. So this is spotted from Bowie, Maryland. Some interesting lights that are being characterized as drones. Let's go ahead and take a look, Will. Thank you.
They're all over. You're supposed to report him to the FBI.
We see at least 3 to 5 different drones in the sky. I was shocked. My mouth dropped.
These videos were captured by Autumn Stasuli on Monday night outside her Bowie, Maryland home.
It had green lights and it's red. And now it's red.
The discovery came moments after Autumn says she and her sister were talking about another pair of drone sightings in New Jersey. She says she's lived in Bowie her whole life and has never seen a sight like this.
It was very unsettling afterwards because I'm like, oh my goodness, it's happening here in Bowie, Maryland. Why Bowie? Bowie is such a quiet town.
This isn't the first time mysterious drone flights have caught the attention of those below. New Jersey lawmakers say several sightings have been reported throughout the state.
Oh, it's been way more than several. Okay, now as promised, let's go to California so I can round this out and we can get back to New Jersey because that's where it's going down. Go ahead, Will. Thank you.
Brian Dirk saw over his Temecula backyard yesterday evening, but he's not the only one who saw it. There are multiple social media videos just like his from South Riverside County. And listen closely. Witnesses say whatever it was didn't make a sound.
I think the public has a right to know what is flying above the skies and what the purpose is. We saw 2 that came directly overhead our backyard in South Temecula here, and then we've seen a bunch across the horizon.
I looked up because it was coming now right over top of me, and it was quiet. It didn't make any noise.
Melinda Peters saw them last night too in Temecula, which is a mountain range away from Camp Pendleton.
Now, what some of these I am reluctant to call them drones because that is what the news calls them. That's what the officials call them. But I don't think that they are drones. And I don't like the acronym UAPs. I hate that. Unidentified aerial phenomenon. I like UFOs. Put me with the little green men with the rest of the crazies. Call unidentified flying objects. I'm old school. We keep it in the 20th century around this joint. So that's just a little around the way, a little world about some of the sightings that people are seeing. Now, what I appreciate about this recent phenomena is a couple of things. So I have long believed in all kinds of shit. Okay, like to even say you believe in aliens to me is a dumb phrase. Like, no, I don't have to believe in aliens. Them niggas exist whether or not I believe in them shits or not. But I do believe in their existence. I believe in their advanced civilizations. I believe in their advanced methods of interstellar travel. I believe that non-humans have been visiting, if not outright living on planet Earth for probably millennia, for a very long time. And simply because we don't see them at the fucking quick trip for getting gas, because we don't see them at the goddamn Publix, or we don't see them at the store, that don't mean that they not here. That don't mean that they aren't very closely around us. And what I appreciate about these mass sightings originating in New Jersey and now expanding from coast to coast is that back in the 20th century, eons ago, but I'm just saying, like, from the 80s. I'm a Gen X here. So in the 80s, for example, or even in the 90s, something like that just would have been dismissed as mass hysteria. Oh, people don't know what they're looking at. Oh, the military must be running some sort of drills. Oh, it must be this. Oh, it must be that. It would have just been poo-pooed, hand waved away, dismissed. Oh, you don't believe in aliens, do you? Amazing how all the shit that people were gaslit and discredited for even posing open questions about in the 20th century are now welcomed with open arms here in the 21st century. And I think overall that's a good thing. But because of the proliferation of mass surveillance, right? Of cameras everywhere, satellites everywhere, cell phones everywhere, people in the 21st century got fucking questions. Not to say the 20th century folks did not, but now the 21st century folks are like, okay, well, you're not going to gaslight us into believing that we're crazy somehow, or that somehow all of these many witnesses across many zip codes, across several time zones. You cannot convince these people that they have all imagined this thing simultaneously, right? And so now it's time for the questions. Where are the questions? Where are the questions? Well, the questions are being pondered. But the one question, let me jump back here to New Jersey, because one of these quote drones, that's what I'm gonna call them, quote drones. I don't have the right word. I don't care for the acronym. So how I will be referring to these objects as quote drones. One of these quote drones went down in New Jersey. Dawn, did that shit go down by you? Did you see it? Dawn, tell us all about it. did you see the drones, Donnie? So one of these drones went down, and it went out over the police scanner radio. They had a witness nearby who saw the police in the woods looking for something, and then the news chopper was all over top of it. So a lot of this stuff is being extremely well documented across many types of sources. So anyway, let's look at that, because they claim that they didn't find shit. Now we know that's a goddamn lie. But anyway, go ahead and run that footage of the officials in New Jersey seemingly searching for a drone that reportedly fell from the sky.
County 25. What was the exact call? This wasn't that you saw it crash or heard it crash? Heard the caller, a drone fell out of the sky by the power lines behind their house. And then 10 more showed up. 20.
agencies are involved in an investigation in Hillsborough, New Jersey, as to a possible drone landing that happened yesterday. The search is ongoing right now in an area between, or just off of Route 206 in Hillsborough, near Falcon Road, and we can see a staging area by Somerset County hazardous material units, some other county officials, as well as Hillsborough agencies as well. We also understand the FBI is aware of the incident. Again, this is a search ongoing. It is primarily happening in a wooded area just adjacent to a shopping center, again in the area of Route 206 in Falcon Road. At this point, officials not able to make any other statements as to the status of this investigation and what details that are known at this time and what they're able to share. But there we can see some of the firefighters that have been walking around in an area, again, just off of Route 206 near Falcon Road. We have seen them doing basically a
So apparently a drone went down here, but all the trucks have it blocked off. Bunch of dudes in riot shield gear. They have riot shields, they got tactical equipment, FBI. There's random drones just floating around all over the place here. People searching through the woods. What is happening, bro?
Excellent question. What is happening? There's a lot happening. I think that we are witnessing a shift or even a revelation of different consciousness, and maybe other occupants, other residents of the planet are deciding to expose themselves, or it could be the military just fucking around. Either way, they're not going to tell us straight up. And apparently they are not going to tell our elected officials. Now, New Jersey state legislators, some folks from New York, Staten Island in particular, Cory Booker punk ass, nobody giving these niggas answers. They are asking the questions, and our elected officials are not getting the answers from the intelligence community. Now, I find this really rich and interesting because to me, gang, when President-elect Donald Trump cries and complains and throws tantrums, when the deep state, when them niggas came and grabbed papers from around my toilet, when Trump starts crying about the deep state, I'm like, nigga, you crying about the wrong shit. This is the shit that you need to be pulling the deep state up about. Impress me with your exposure of the deep state by getting these motherfuckers to tell us everything that they know, that they have collected, that they are in possession of, pertaining to objects and beings perhaps not of this world. Okay? I don't think this is Iranian drones. I don't think this is China. I don't think this is motherfucking North Korea. I think it's one of two possibilities. I think it's outright non-humans, or it's humans from the future. It's humans that have traveled from the future back to this particular point in the past to them and are here looking for something. I don't know if they're trying to intercept something or prevent something or make something happen that may have some sort of consequential impact on the future. I don't know. For the human survival, who the fuck knows? If they want to get the goddamn sports almanac from 1954 to 2024. I don't know what the fuck they here to get. The sports almanac, what y'all think they here to get? But anyway, I just want to laugh. Now get comfy, because this is going to be a few minutes of elected officials from across New York and New Jersey. You're going to be able to figure out real quick who is from where, because we got, I think the first cat we have on deck is a state legislator from New Jersey. But then we got the Staten Island borough president. And then we got a police chief from New Jersey. And then we got Cory Booker punk ass not sounding like he anywhere from the tri-state. Like, how you representing New York, New Jersey with zero accent? What the hell does that don't even make no goddamn sense. But anyway, it's going to be a a smattering of elected officials, Cory Booker being the only non-white one. But I love it. Keep all these motherfuckers in the dark. Prove to us, show us who is the real power, who has the real streams of knowledge and controls of information. It is not your U.S. senator. It is not your local mayor, your local police chief, your local borough president, your local. It is the deep state. Now, if Trump can get these niggas to publish they shit, then he a bad motherfucker. Aside from that, Trump can shut the fuck up. But let's go ahead and run this down, because y'all are gonna enjoy. I'm enjoying that the whites don't understand why they cannot get answers. they don't get it. Why they not being told the truth. Okay. Anyway, go ahead, Will. Run that. Thank you.
It was worthless. It was the biggest amateur hour presentation I've ever seen about anything. Okay, it was ridiculous. There were no answers. Every question that was asked by a member of the state legislature, great questions, no answers, no resolution. They don't know where the drones are coming from. They don't know who's doing it. They don't know why they're doing it, but they say there's no credible threat. It was annoying to be there. I drove 2 hours to be here today, spent an hour in there. I got to drive 2 hours back. The biggest waste of 5 hours in my entire life.
So why do you think they called this meeting?
No idea. Why would you call a meeting and tell people you don't know anything? I have no idea. And then when the legislators would ask questions, there were no answers. Here's the most frustrating part. The colonel of the state police said that he had a helicopter of his flying over above one of these drones, a 6-foot drone or something. I can't remember exactly what he said. And he felt unsafe for his helicopter, so he just let it go. Just let it go. Where'd it go? Who knows? You know, didn't want to follow it because you didn't feel safe. Is that not the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard? I mean, honestly.
Do they have any idea where these drones are originating?
No, they don't. They would. Maybe if they followed that sucker to when it landed, they would know. But they don't. This is a complete lack of effort, in my opinion, on trying to figure this out. This is not about ability. We have the technology. We have the people. We have the training. We have the resources. We have the money. It's just a lack of effort. I mean,
why?
I don't know. They should be saying, you know what they should have done today with productive use of our time, if they didn't know anything? Come in there and say, hey, legislators, we don't know anything. But if you get us these 10 things, do these 10 things for us, and the governor calls in this kind of action, we can figure it out. Will you help us? And then we would have helped them. But instead, it was just excuse after excuse, and we know nothing. It was infuriating, and I got up and I walked out.
You've been in the service, right?
Yeah, I was an attack helicopter pilot, Apache helicopter pilot in the Army, and I helped stand up the initial unmanned aircraft training battalion in the aviation sector of the Army. So I know a little bit about what I'm talking about, and these guys are not doing the job they need to do to figure out what's going on, and that is the Department of Homeland Security, the FBI, and the state police.
And they're saying no threat to Americans.
They're saying no threat, but how the hell do they know? They don't know anything. They don't know what it is. They don't know where it come from. They don't know nothing. When I walked in here today, I was actually pretty calm. I was excited to be here to find out a couple things. I thought they'd be like, hey, listen, it's FedEx, trying to figure it out. But instead, I got the most ridiculous amateur hour briefing I've ever sat through.
Last night, starting around 8 o'clock, we started receiving multiple calls from residents about drone activity in the area. Officers went out to investigate. The calls and the sightings continued from 8 o'clock to about 11:15 last night, when then the drone activity moved away from us into Cherry Hill. We had varying reports of anywhere between 4 to 8 drones that were flying through the area. They weren't like the normal, drone that somebody would purchase and use in their home. They were large. Some were described as large as like an SUV, had blinking lights on them. At this time, we're still investigating. We have no information of who the drones belong to, what their purpose was. We are looking at possible connections to northern New Jersey that's experiencing the same type of incidents. But we do ask anyone with information about who's operating these drones, the identity of the drones. They seem to be larger than the hobbyist, and due to the number of them as well would classify as most likely not a hobbyist that's out doing these. We're working with I know Mount Laurel received complaints last night, Cherry Hill received complaints last night, and Medford Township received complaints last night. From what I understand, though, complaints and sightings occurred as far as Ocean County.
What if there were 3,000 reports of drones or manned aircraft sightings over the U.S. Capitol? or the White House or the State House in Albany, what would happen? There would be an immediate and intense response to figure out what they were and to solve the problem. And yet, millions of people around here, New Jersey, of course, here in Staten Island, and beyond, are getting nothing but don't believe what you see. You know, there's a saying that we had after 9/11, if you see something, say something. I think that's become, if you see something, don't worry about it, because we saw it too. And the people of Staten Island deserve answers. The people of this city and state and region deserve answers of what the heck is going on. Just last night in my neighborhood, my neighbor sent a video of whatever it is flying over our house. And yet we're told, don't believe what you see. It's shocking to us that here we are almost a month later, 3,000 sightings, drones, manned aircraft, and our folks don't have an answer. We're calling upon not just the New York City Police Department, but others to get involved, get aggressive, figure out what these things are, and help at least alleviate some of the frustration, anxiety that many people share. This is 2024. They're either lying or they're incompetent or they're both. How can we, the United States of America, have this going on and we're told just look the other way? Ignore it. It's no big deal. We know for a fact that there may be some who are, performing some type of surveillance. Well, let's be honest with the American people and treat them like adults and tell them what it is.
I'm concerned. I issued a letter to ask for more information, and I think there should be a lot more transparency about them.
Are you hearing from constituents?
Yes, I am. And elected leaders.
Are you expected to be briefed today?
I hope so. Again, I've been a little frustrated. There hasn't been enough transparency, letting people know what's happening. It's allowing a lot of potentially misinformation to spread, or at least fear. We should know what's going on over our skies, and I've asked for a lot more information.
What should the administration do? Some people say they should shoot the drones down. Do you think that's an appropriate response?
Again, safety first. You're over populous neighborhoods and areas. New Jersey, I don't know if you know this, is the most densely populated state in America because everybody wants to live there. So look, the most important thing right now is the safety and security of our communities, but we should know what's going on.
Have you heard anything extra about the fact that these drones are sometimes coming from over the ocean with no apparent launch point? I mean, they're coming from miles out to sea.
I've heard a lot of things about them, and again, I want to make sure that we have all the facts that are straight. We have agencies and organizations from the government that should be able to provide a lot more information than the public has, and the public should have good information, especially on a subject that is understandably concerning for people, and also a subject matter in which misinformation can spread a lot. And that's why I've been so clear that we should have a lot more information, a lot more transparency.
We have no idea where these drones are coming from. We have no idea where they're taking off from, where they're landing, what they're doing, or who's even doing them. This is a huge problem. And you have many people that are concerned, not only in the township of Pequannock, but in Morris County and in the entire state. The drones that are out now that are literally flying over my house, my community's house, the families in Pequannock, are the size of large SUVs, if not buses. The question is, I actually got this question from one of my residents, is how do we know, based on everything that's going on in the world today? I see it on YouTube, I see it on regular TV, all these drone attacks in Ukraine or Syria. How do we know that this isn't going to happen here? And here's the problem. I don't have a clear answer for them.
While you may not know what they are, apparently you were told what they are not. Can you share with us what they are not?
And so I asked a very straightforward question. Can you confirm to me that these drones are not U.S. military drones? And they said, yes, they are not U.S. military drones. And I said, can you confirm whether or not they are from a high-tech company, a company like Google or Amazon or, let's say, Elon Musk? They said, we can confirm it's not from them. So who are they from? Here's the problem. It's 2024. We're in America. And are you telling me that with all this technology, we're supposed to be the greatest place on earth? Are you telling me that people can just fly drones over New Jersey in the township of Pequannock and nobody has an idea of who are flying these? What's the ownership? We can't stop them. This is ridiculous.
Pointed words there from the mayor of Pasquanic Township, New Jersey. And before him, we saw comments from New Jersey Senator Cory Booker. Now, if they didn't tell them white men what in the hell was going on, what the fuck made Cory Booker think they was going to tell his black ass? They can't, they got to keep extra secrets from the Negroes. Again, if they wasn't going to tell the white men, why in the hell would they tell Cory Booker? I'm hearing amazing questions here being asked by the elected officials. I love the fact that they are also being kept in the dark along with the rest of us, because deep state, CIA, FBI, OSS, who does it best. You guys, we are about 80 years away from the alien aircraft crashes from Roswell, New Mexico, when apparently some silver discs crashed in the desert. The U.S. military recovered them and then made the mistake of issuing a press release telling the truth. They had recovered this alien aircraft with perhaps some alien folks on it, and then they tried to immediately rein that back in. But ever since then, the craniums of the consciousness of colonial Americans, let's put it that way, was incited, right? It was lit aflame. People wanted to know about what was coming from outer space. Now, if you pay attention to indigenous folks from really across the globe, not only North America, South America, Australia, Africa, brown and black peoples for a very long time, thousands of years, have not only acknowledged the existence in the sightings of beings coming from the sky. Some tribal nations refer to them as star people. Some cultures have these amazing pictographs that span miles. I don't know about miles, but they're really, really big, like thousands and thousands of feet wide and across. And you can only view these pictographs, or at least they're best viewed aerially, right? From the sky. And these images are thousands of years old, obviously predating human flight of any kind. So the fact that we have to acknowledge something is happening here. Something is happening here. Sing it, y'all. What it is ain't completely clear. Everybody roll your J's, take your shrooms. Everybody look what's going down. That's not how the song goes. That's how my version goes. But anyway, hold on. So I'm curious, you guys, why such a passive response from our elected officials? From the officials above the elected officials, right? The local leaders are concerned. They have questions. They're the ones fielding the phone calls from residents and constituents talking about what the fuck. There's a fucking RAV4. there's a Ford Escape with wings flying over the goddamn house. Can somebody come check on this? Except they're getting dozens of those calls, potentially even thousands of those calls. The person who talked about 3,000 sightings, that was the Staten Island borough president. He said 3,000 sightings of these quote drones in and around his area over the past month. For the whole month of December of 2024, this has been going on. And hold on, I want a couple of things. So hold on, let's go back to Cory Booker's answering of questions from reporters. Did you guys hear the one reporter ask Cory Booker, where are these objects coming from? Some say that they're coming from under the ocean. They're coming from out of the ocean. No one has been able to pinpoint from where they take off and from and where they land, right? And this is kind of a newer-ish strain of thought as it relates to UFOs, right? The UUPs, the unidentified underwater phenomena, where even some military cameras, so there's some military footage from bases, I think in Puerto Rico, they've seen this shit a lot. Puerto Rico, SoCal, they've seen the Jones. The goddamn disc or object will come out the sky, hover above the ocean, and then bloop, it's gone. Gone. It's out of there. Some of this recent congressional testimony pertaining to UFO sightings by the military also describe nuclear submarines being encountered by underwater objects that move very fast through the water, that seem to be quite advanced technologically, that they do not believe to be of Russian or Chinese origin, right? And I love the fact that wait, what was the other thing? And the first guy in the montage of clips that we saw, the New Jersey state legislator, my man who was complaining wonderfully, but he said, you know, I can't, did he say it was New Jersey state troopers? He said some agency put up a chopper, put up a helicopter to go take a closer look at the drone, quote, drone in the sky. And the pilot felt as though his aircraft was unsafe as he approached the quote drone. So he called it off, right? Rightfully so. that was the right thing for that pilot to do. But the fact that our technology, our so-called highest capable military, the biggest surveillance state on the planet, is unable or unwilling to properly tell us or identify what is happening. Now, do you guys think that they are not identifying because either they don't know or not identifying to the public because they simply don't want the public to know? You know, this to me is also part of the patriarchy in a way, maybe not in the same way as oppressing women, but this patriarchal sense that the federal government has, that they, the learned men, the informed men, the white men who have to shoulder the burden of knowing all that they know. You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. Like that kind of shit, right? Like that needs to end. And if we can do away with that, that'd be great. It should not just be this cabal of primarily white men, period, or powerful people in general. There should not be only a handful of these folks that have awareness or are better informed about the things that would ultimately perhaps impact us all, right? And if we can dismantle that, then that would be awesome. See, this is why I know that Trump is full of shit. Now, Trump is full of shit for at least 367 reasons, okay? But number 289 why Trump is full of shit, because when Trump talks about dismantling the deep state, he is not talking about making sure that people, residents of this country, are made aware of the 80-year documentation of the collection of non-earthly craft and creatures, right? Why do they not share these things with us? Usually because when alien technology or whatever is captured or it crashes and they are able to commandeer it, they being the US military, their whole goal is to reverse engineer it, right? They trying to figure out the shit. They're trying to make this shit. Y'all remember in Terminator 2 when the black scientist, he had the robot forearm and the hands and shit, and he was like, yeah, this got left behind in 1984 and you don't know how much shit we done created out of that. That's a very much what many people suspect has occurred since Roswell, since the US in the 20th century began collecting these crashed alien items, right? Like so much of our technology has been able to advance because of what we've been able to reverse engineer from the other people, not the whites, the smarter than whites, the people that came from outer space, right? Or that came from the future. I do not rule out that these quote drones are not human. Let me tell you why I think they could be human, by the way. Part of the reason why I think they could be human, and again, human from the future. Listen, gang, I don't give a fuck what it sounds like. Yes, I understand. The shit sounds a little bonkers. I understand that. But gang, we got to take the shackles off our feet so we can dance, okay? Like everything that you conceive of as being quote normal, it's time to let a lot of those things go. It's time to release yourself because again with the government, the federal government being so cagey pertaining to this information, not only about these most recent events happening in and around Jersey and now across the country, it would seem, but they've been like this again for almost 100 years. And people lose confidence in the government when they open and boldface lie to us. When they tell us that, hey, yeah, there's something up there. We don't know what it is, but don't worry about it. That shit ain't dangerous. The fuck? You know why we can't believe them motherfuckers? Because earlier in 2024, not even 12 months from these quote drone instances that we've been seeing by the dozens and hundreds on the East Coast. Don't y'all recall there was a spy balloon from China? Don't y'all remember the Chinese spy balloon was going to take your lock code off your screen if Joe Biden didn't bring it down, okay? The Chinese spy balloon was going to give Lori Laughlin's kids the SAT scores if Joe Biden didn't bring it down. Let us go back, shall we? Earlier in 2024, when there was something far more innocuous compared to these objects that we have seen flying by the reported thousands along the northeast of the US. Don't y'all remember when the spy balloon was the biggest threat to national security? And now these motherfuckers are shrugging at flying Ford Escapes. Get the fuck out my face. Well, let's go ahead and let's go back all the way to spring, winter/spring 2024, when the Chinese spy balloon was the biggest threat to national security this country has ever seen. Well, let's take a look.
Another developing story out of Washington today. President Joe Biden spoke publicly today for the first time on the downing of those unidentified objects over North American airspace. His comments came as he was facing more pressure to publicly address the issue. ABC's Justin Finch has the latest now.
Mr. President, what did you learn about the balloon?
Leaving his annual medical exam, President Biden asked about the 3 unidentified objects shot down by military fighter jets last weekend, along with that Chinese surveillance balloon downed almost 2 weeks ago in South Carolina.
I want to be clear. We don't have any evidence that there has been a sudden increase in the number of objects in the sky. We're now just seeing more of them, partially because the steps we've taken to increase our radar.
The president's remarks and the stricter enforcement over U.S. airspace follow several appeals from Democrats and Republicans for him to address the nation after closed-door congressional briefings on those objects last week.
The size of it, it's just so slow and so small and you can't see it.
That cockpit audio verified by the Air Force of F-16 fighter pilots tracking down the latest high-flying object before shooting it down with a missile over Lake Huron, Michigan Sunday. That takedown following another over Canada's Yukon territory the day before, and one more off the Alaskan coast the day before that.
We don't yet know exactly what these 3 objects were, but nothing right now suggests they were related to China's spy balloon program or that they were surveillance vehicles from any other country.
Those incidents all coming after the U.S. shot down that Chinese spy balloon in waters off South Carolina February 4th.
I make no apologies for taking down that balloon.
And in recent days, search crews have recovered critical fragments of that spy balloon's payload, which includes technical equipment and antennas. But extreme conditions are hindering efforts to recover debris from those other 3 objects. In Washington, Justin Finch, Channel 6 Action News.
Dog, wait a second. They scrambled F-16s when they seen the big ass motherfucking balloon in the sky. Meanwhile, there is flying Kia Souls all over northern New Jersey. And they scared to put the chopper up. Baby, we are being sold a tale, or there is something really, really major going on somewhere else in the other corner of the world, on the other side of the country, and they is like, don't look over here. don't look at what we're doing over here. Look, there's drones in the sky over New Jersey. Like, I'm trying to figure out, like, which scenario is this? Like, is this nothing? And the Chinese weather balloon, the Chinese spy balloon, was worthy of scrambling the F-16s that they had to shoot. These niggas, dog, did you hear that? Yo, they shot a missile over Lake Huron, over the unidentified flying object. My God, they shot it down with a missile. And the people of New Jersey is like, nigga, like, you don't see all this shit in the sky. Where are the defenses? Where is going on? So I can't say what it is, okay? But I would definitely say it's not nothing. And if the US government at the federal level in particular are resistant to tell us, it's because they can't whoop it, whatever it is, right? That's basically what it comes down to. The reason why they don't like to tell us about, especially extraterrestrial type of, visits or technology or, clocked observation, people, not people, but the aliens spot, monitoring us, flying over us, doing all kinds of shit, flying over the nuclear missile installations and depowering them and all kinds of shit, right? The reason they don't like, the US military, the federal government doesn't like to talk about these things with us, the public, is because they can't whoop it. They can't beat it. Part of the reason, I'm guessing, why there have no F-16s have been called in to scramble these drones that have now been spotted in Staten Island, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Bowie, Maryland. Former Governor Larry Hogan of Maryland shot video and posted it to Twitter from his Davidsonville home, which is in Anne Arundel County, not all that far from the water. Larry Hogan said, I seen this shit for like 45 minutes. Tacoma, Washington, Temecula, California, like Indiana, like the sightings are nationwide in some form or another. And all of these people are not crazy. All of these people are not delulu. These people are not imagining it. This is not some sort of mass hysteria. There is something happening that cannot be denied. And the government is never going to admit this to us. All the more reason it needs to be burned down. Add that to the growing list of reasons to absolutely dismantle America and all of our systems in general that are harmful. The denial of knowledge, natural knowledge, by the way, because even if it's extraterrestrial, if it comes from elsewhere, it's part of nature. It's part of the universe. Earth is part of the universe. We are part of Earth. All of it is part of nature. So when the people in power are holding on to this information or to this knowledge, and even if they don't know specifically, the fact that they have knowledge of and documentation of, and the fact that they don't share this with us, is a denial of us knowing the expanse and the broadness of the natural world, which includes the universe, which includes us. Anyone that would want to deny people that kind of knowledge has a negative agenda. Like, there's no good reason not to tell people, oh, well, we don't want everybody to descend into anarchy and chaos. Well, maybe that needs to happen. Just because the so-called system breaks down doesn't mean humanity breaks down. It means that the structures can break down, but maybe some of these structures need to be broken down and need to be rebuilt, right? As it pertains to, again, this issue with the quote drones, a lot of places not being acknowledged or explain to us what they are, or even the feds telling us, well, we don't know what they are. Like, that's acceptable. you don't know is a good answer. I don't have a problem with we don't know. But don't tell us it's not nothing and that it's not a danger. Because y'all told me that the Chinese spy balloon was dangerous and it was a threat to national security. So how is that a threat to national security? And these many instances are not. Add this to another reason why the confidence in the institutions in this country in particular are crumbling, right? our confidence in our elected officials, right? Gridlock in Washington. Oh, the Congress is gridlocked. They can't agree. No, 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 no. They are intransient. The intransigence is what it is. I wouldn't call it gridlock. It is intentional not wanting to progress issues or policies that would benefit all people. They have financial incentive not to, per the lobbyists, per the special interest groups that make sure that nothing get done, right? So check that as an institution to abandon hope in. Our elected institutions, right? Our presidential institutions. I mean, fuck Trump, fuck Biden, fuck Kamala. Who came before them? Fuck Obama, fuck Bush, fuck Clinton, fuck Bush, fuck Reagan, fuck Carter, Nixon. We can go down the line, right? Fuck all these bullshit figurehead mascot presidents. They don't do shit. They don't ever represent all of us, right? They're there again to maintain the status quo and to make sure that the interests of the oligarchs are always met. The judiciary, the Supreme Court, another institution, and not just the Supreme Court, the judiciary as a whole. The fact that we know that there are innocent people constantly being sent to prison for all kinds of fucked up reasons, be it racial profiling, be it to make sure that these private prisons maintain a certain bed amount, make sure that it maintains a certain occupancy percentage. You know what I'm saying? Like, we actually live in a country that puts people in prison because it's part of their contract, right? Not because we have actual criminals, but because they have a contract. The state has a contract with private prison entities, and in order to maintain the terms of that contract, they have to maintain a certain occupancy rate. That is disgusting. Okay, you rob people of their freedom to honor a contract. Go fuck yourself. Okay, what else can we lose faith in? Oh, as the good homie, young Luigi out here, Luigi Young Stunner, free Luigi Maglione, Luigi, letting us know that, hey, you lost faith in the healthcare industry. There's something you can do about that. There are things that can be done, right? But Luigi's action not only indicates fury and disgust with healthcare, but really with the state of the Gilded Age, right? We live in the highest instance of any point in time of income inequity, right? We have people that are so far richer than the average person who is very poor, whether or not they look at themselves as poor or not, they are. This is worse than when the Rockefellers and the Vanderbilts was sitting on top and the Carnegies and all that shit. No, it's bad here. This is French Revolution type levels of societal inequity, right? So yeah, lose confidence in the capitalist system. You know what I'm saying? Who gives a fuck if United Healthcare, in the healthcare sector, in the tech sector, in the defense contractor sector, who gives a goddamn how well they're performing on Wall Street? How are you performing? How was your paycheck performing after you went to the store? How's your paycheck performing after you paid your childcare bill for the week? You know what I'm saying? How well is your paycheck performing after you paid your children's tuition? Like, I mean, again, you got to point to me to the institution. Where is the thing that we can hold on to and hold faith in and hold space in? The institution of the church, of religion. How church and state are being rammed down the throats of children who have the unfortunate, the unfortunate circumstance of living in conservative controlled states, Oklahoma, Louisiana, where these children got to know the 10 commandments back and forth, baby. They don't know the periodical table. They don't know their multiplication tables. They don't know how to read and fucking write. You want to make sure they know the 10 commandments? Okay. Is the 10 commandments go help them get a job? Is it going to help them get into college? Is it going to help them do a lot of things? No, it's going to help to keep them constrained in the faux morality of Abrahamic religion in this country, particularly when it comes to Christianity, because I could tell you, as a former resident of the state of Oklahoma, I can assure you that Christianity is what's being presented. But baby, bad thing aguan in some of the red states, the Bible Belt states. That is where the majority of fuckery tends to reside. But I digress. So we watching the drones, baby. Watch the thrones, watch the drones. What to expect from these drones? Maybe it will peter out and won't be anything. But there have been periods of time post Roswell, New Mexico, since 1946, in which there have been an uptick in sightings of UFOs, UAPs, whatever you want to call them. In fact, there was, I think this was in the 50s or 60s, where it was reported and witnessed by many people and even covered, I believe, in the Washington Post at the time. But there was a collection of unidentified flying objects making their way towards DC, past the Pentagon, towards Capitol Hill. And they were intercepted by radar. And when the fighter planes were scrambled to try to figure out what the fuck was going on, they rolled out. Choo, gone. Pew on that Yamaha. Chromed out. No. And what's the other one? Oh, of course. How could I forget? Valley Girls, are you in here? Valley Girls, you might be too young. 1997. I remember this so clearly because I was excited. I was like, oh shit. I told y'all I've been a fan of the aliens for quite some times. I'm a fan of Bigfoot. Who else do I fuck with? I fucks with Bigfoot. Bigfoot go for listen. The people on the Travel Channel that do the Bigfoot expedition, y'all not gonna be happy until Bigfoot break y'all motherfucking backs in half, okay? Because they keep chasing Bigfoot through the goddamn woods. I said, wait till Bigfoot fucking turn around and choke slam y'all niggas like the Undertaker. It's gonna be bad. it's gonna be terrible for you. But anyway, hold on. I'm sorry, I got distracted. What was I talking about before I got on Bigfoot? Now, 1997, where the Phoenix Lights, that is a story that made national news. And I remember being very young and not super young, but a teenager, and being very excited that this story made national news. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the Phoenix Lights in 1997, where apparently it was ginormous. It was a very large hovering object. They say it was so big, it was at least a mile wide. Picture that. Hold on. Sit with that for about 5 seconds. I want you to imagine looking up in the sky and you seeing something that's a fucking mile across. Whew. So many people shat their pants. So many underwear had to have been addressed that evening in Phoenix in 1997. So this was witnessed over the course of several hours. It was witnessed over the course of a long stretch of space in terms of from Phoenix up into Nevada. So hundreds of miles, thousands of witnesses. People saw this. It was recorded. It was documented. U.S. federal government had fuck all to say about it. In fact, the statement released, I believe, by the feds was, oh, those were just military flares. I even think the Maryland National Guard was in that bullshit. The Maryland National Guard, I think, was out there training, and they say, "Oh yeah, those are our military flares." And nigga, please, please, don't insult us. Don't try to insult our intelligence here. Do flares burn for 2 hours and fly for 200 miles? Still flare it up? I don't think so. Stop playing. And I think it was actually the mayor, or was it the fucking governor? Was it the mayor of Phoenix, or was it the fucking governor of Arizona? I don't know. Some dickhead came out as though he was going to have a serious press conference about it to address it. And instead, their chief of staff came out dressed as in a ridiculous alien costume. And in fact, one woman who I believe was part of the Phoenix City Council actually asked the questions at the city council meeting following the mass sighting. And she was discredited. She was smeared. She was excluded, ostracized, all of that shit. So what's happening now is not a new thing, but it's new in the 21st century. It's new in the age of cell phones. It's new in the age of Ring cameras. It's new in the age of social media, where people can freely share what they have documented and what they have observed without fear that they're going to lose their job or get fired, or the people at church not going to talk to them no more. Like we live in different times, and I'm appreciative of that. And now it's imperative for the federal government, the deep state, even fucking Trump, even fucking Biden, while he's still hanging around for the next couple of weeks. it's okay. You can tell us, you can share with us, because I think residents of this country and of the world by and large, like if the governments around the world tell us, okay, we've been contacted, we know these creatures, these beings, they come from here, they want this. Like, I'm not going to freak out because I don't have any expectation that we can whip them, right? Like, that's what I think why the government and militaries don't want to tell us this, because they're like, well, if we can't defeat it, if we can't protect the American people, if we can't provide national security, then people are going to freak out. Nope, you niggas are not the end all be all. Okay, y'all ain't. I know y'all think that y'all are Pentagon, the Department of Defense, et cetera, et cetera. But in the universal scheme of things, y'all ain't shit. And we know this. Most people, in fact, know this. So I don't take any fear in that the military can't protect us from this alien being or whatever. Because at the end of the day, if the aliens if they wanted to come do us up, they would do us the fuck up. Like, they wouldn't be bullshitting with it. If they wanted to come fuck us up, they could come fuck us up at any point in time, whenever they felt like it. But apparently, they are not us, right? And I appreciate them not being us, because were they us, they'd have fucked us up a long time ago. But so I don't have any fear of alien technology or being visited by non-humans. That has actually been a part of the human experience for millennia, right? So this is not a new thing. And if the government wants people to, like it again, or to have any confidence in it again, the government needs to stop playing fucking games. Like, again, this is going to be just another reason for Gen Z, millennials, and Gen Xers, all of us, to want to come tear the shit down. Like, y'all playing games with us. You want to keep secrets. You don't want to share what you've discovered about the natural world, galaxy, and universe. Well, fuck you. We don't want to keep propping up this kind of institutions that continually lie to us, play in our face, treat us like, children that don't know any better. And y'all, we can't tell you, kids, because if you knew, fuck you. Anyway, shout out to the drones. Shout out to the quote drones. And New Jersey, keep them cameras to the sky, baby. Maryland, DC, you too. California, Washington State, cameras to the sky, everybody. Let's keep these videos coming. Because the more evidence is out there, then the more it's going to be harder for those in power to continue to deny us the information. So let's keep it coming. Let me take a break here, kiddies. Damn, where am I yam? How's everybody doing, guys? I'd just like to thank everybody. Thank you so much. If you're watching us right now, YouTube, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. We are 225 subscribers away from 7,000. So can we get to 7K by the end of the year? Can we get to 7K by 2025, please and thank yous? I would sure appreciate it. And if you also want to help, I'm asking for a lot of help tonight. If you want to help us close out our mini winter fundraiser, this is a Black woman-led channel, independent media, guys. Now listen, all the more reason you need to hear independent voices, okay? Now, even if you're not so much a fan of the Black, be a fan of the cute, be a fan of the funny. I'm cute and funny. And most importantly, I'm not going to lie to you. I have no reason to lie. I have no agenda. We have no big corporate sponsors. And the only sponsorship I would accept is that of marijuana. Please and thank you. Ooh. And an exception, mushrooms also will be accepted as forms of sponsorship. And let me keep adding, drug paraphernalia, rolling papers, the gummies. My dog is on CBD. We take these kinds of sponsorships. So again, my point is that I cannot be bought. Well, let me rephrase. No one has offered me enough money. Let me not lie and say I cannot be bought. Let me just say I have not received the proper offer. So until I receive a proper offer, you can expect all of the good truths to come from me. Here at Kim Brown, Burn It Down. BIDWKB, in fact, is where you can send us your support. We accept the Cash Apps too, by the way. I did not see any Cash App boxes rolling. Wilbert, did we receive any Cash App support? I didn't observe any.
Nope, but we had 350 people though.
Wonderful. Well, thank you to all 350 of you. And we'd appreciate it if 25 of y'all ran some bucks. And by the way, we're not like particular. Our channel membership started $2. If you go over to patreon.com/BIDWKB, our monthly subscribers ship begins also at $2. So again, if we can get enough people running us $2, then things will be it'll be better. It'll be great. It'll be wonderful. Everyone's gonna have a happy Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, Festivus for the rest of us, right? So anywho, thank you all so much for what you do here, and thank you so much for the support. Did I forget someone's Cash App support? I think I got everybody. Okay, I'm gonna move this along because I think what we have seen happen to Sean Diddy Combs could be what might be possibly, allegedly, on the horizon for Jay-Z, Sean Carter. It's Burn It Down with Kim Brown, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, chat, comment on the channel, please, and thank you. So, as you know, the same day that they found Luigi Maglione is the same day that Jay-Z's civil lawsuit, or the civil suit against Jay-Z, accusing him of allegedly sexually assaulting a 13-year-old along with Sean Combs in 2000. Can I tell you guys how happy Jay-Z was that day? As much as I'm sure that was a shitty day for Jay-Z, I'm sure he was so glad that they caught up with Luigi that day because had they not caught up with Luigi, they'd have talked about Jay-Z all day. And we're about a week out from the announcement of this lawsuit. Of course, you know, Jay-Z responded very forcefully with a statement that did not sound as though it was crafted by an attorney, nor by a crisis management firm, nor by any public relations expert. It sounded as though Jay-Z released this statement directly from his notes, and he should not have, because Hove, thou doth protest too much. Jay-Z never denied the allegations outright. It was inferred, his denial, because he said sort of verbose talking arounds like, you know, if you suspect me, or if you claim that I committed such a heinous act, then you should take it up with the criminal justice system, right? Again, something to throw off the suckers, right? Because a lot of Hove supporters online on social media ate that up. Oh, yeah, man. Jay-Z put that back in their corner. Like, yeah, man, if you really think I did it, why don't you go to the cops? Well, the incident allegedly happened in 2000. So we're talking about a statute of limitations issues from a criminal perspective. There may not be an opportunity now to pursue criminal charges. Oh, why they wait so long? Why they wait so long? Well, how many times are we going to go through this when people that come out years after they have been assaulted, why they get questioned for why did they come out sooner? Because it doesn't fucking matter. If they come out the next day, the next week, the next month, a year, 10 years, 20 years on, they're still going to get questioned. They're still going to get disbelieved. They're still going to get picked apart. They're still going to get scrutinized. You know what I'm saying? And again, I understand that sexual assault and rape are very serious accusations, and questions, especially if you're going through the criminal justice system, need and should be asked, right? At the same time, we are living in new times when some rape accusations are actually being taken seriously, whereas in yesteryear, no rape accusations were taken seriously, unless, of course, it was a white woman accusing a black man. Then the solution is get a rope in a tree, right? But other rape accusations, especially depending on who is being assaulted, really matters pertaining to how it will be responded to. And I think that's what we're seeing here with Jay-Z. So, as we know, Jay-Z's company, Rock Nation, signed a deal with the NFL, I believe about 5 years ago now, 2019, is that accurate? Where Rock Nation is in charge of selecting the talent for the Super Bowl halftime show, which is, of course, a major American cultural spectacle that has been long filled with, iconic artists for many, many years. Jay-Z this year selected Kendrick Lamar, rapper, of songs of which I cannot name you one. And it's me. I am your auntie. That is correct. Yes, I've heard To Pimp a Butterfly and Good Kid, Mad City. I've listened to the albums. Ask me what one of the names of the songs is. I don't know that shit. Why? Because Kendrick is for young niggas. What is me? I am not a young nigga. I let the young niggas have their young nigga shit. That's fine. Whatever. Jay-Z also not a young nigga. But regardless, hold on. So I'm getting ahead of myself. So Jay-Z selected Kendrick Lamar to perform at this year's halftime. However, Jay-Z's wife Beyonce is going to be performing at the Christmas Day show. Pardon me, the Christmas Day NFL game. Houston, Texas, taking on the Baltimore Ravens on Christmas Day, airing on Netflix. Beyonce's performing at halftime. Why, beloveds? Why? Why he give his wife the demotion? Is this or this is special because it's on Christmas? Cool. So, but because the NFL is a ginormous institution within itself, another institution that we need to burn down and abandon all faith in, the National Football League, right? So many were speculating that perhaps the NFL would sever its relationship or sever business ties with Jay-Z in light of these very inflammatory accusations pertaining to the assault of a teen girl years ago when he was very much a big adult. But Roger Goodell this week, in a brief statement, when asked, clarified his relationship, or rather the NFL's relationship with Jay-Z. Will, let's go ahead and play those comments.
The civil allegations and Jay-Z's really strong response to that. And we know that obviously the litigation's happening now, but from our standpoint, our relationship's not changing with them, including our preparations for the next Super Bowl.
Relationship not changing at all. And for many or any folks that would be like, oh man, like that, doesn't Roger Goodell understand that that's probably a bad look for the NFL? What if all of these allegations turn out to be true? Do they want to be associated with Jay-Z? I'd like to introduce you to the National Football League, beloveds. The National Football League, where only up until when Baltimore Ravens running back Ray Rice was caught on video cold clocking his fiancee, Janae, knocking her unconscious in an Atlantic City elevator, and the incident was caught on tape and it was widely disseminated and it was a big uproar. It was only then that the NFL really even took domestic violence seriously, right? Many would say that issues of sexual violence, the NFL doesn't take seriously at all. CC quarterback Deshaun Watson, who was alleged to have sexually assaulted numerous massage therapists when he was the Houston Texans quarterback. And where did Deshaun get signed? He went to Cincinnati or Cleveland? I always get confused. I think it's who must have been. It's one of them goddamn Ohio teams. But anyway, the NFL, suspended him for a few games, but allowed him to come back and sign a big contract. My point is this, guys. Of course, the NFL is not going to sever any ties. Of course, the NFL is going to maintain a relationship with Jay-Z. Why? Who is Jay-Z accused of harming? A girl, a woman. Oh, pardon me, not even a woman, a female, right? Who does the NFL absolutely not give a fuck about? Females. You got it. I hate the term female. But let's say woman, femmes, girls, femmes. They don't give a fuck. How do you know they don't give a fuck about women, Kim? I can tell you, baby. Look, run down the list of players. Let's go. If I said 5 years, that'd be too generous. Let's go back 20. Let's go back to 2000. Fuck it. My point is this. There have been dozens, maybe even hundreds at this point, of NFL players, coaches, coordinators, owners who have been accused of harm against women in some way. Domestic violence, murder, attempted murder, sexual assault. New England's Patriots owner Robert Kraft was caught. Where was he, y'all? He was in Florida. He was caught at the happy endings joint, right? He was caught at the massage parlor where they do the happy endings, right? Where they're probably fucking sex trafficked into doing the goddamn happy endings. And here come Robert Kraft, a goddamn billionaire, in there paying $20 for some sucky, right? Like outrageous behavior that is accepted, that is covered up, that is coddled by the NFL. And it doesn't shock me at all that Jay-Z's relationship is not going to change with Roger Goodell and them specifically because of that reason. Because the NFL is a misogynistic institution from top to bottom, right? Even from women that work in the league. Remember here, before the ownership of the Washington football franchise changed hands, former Washington R-word owner Dan Snyder was accused, and we talked about this on this program because some of these former women employees testified at congressional hearings, right, about the levels of abuse and harassment and misogyny that they encountered. Dan Snyder accused of making indecent proposals, as it will, right, towards his women subordinates and employees. Just outright disgusting behavior. The way that the NFL cheerleaders are treated. Not even paying the broads, right? Like not even paying these women who are expected to show up and you look beautiful and, you know, shake that ass and watch yourself and all of that shit. And not giving a fuck. So you can usually tell whether or not a man, usually who has been accused of committing some sort of harm, right? You can tell how he is punished or how he is not punished based off of who he is accused of harming. Okay. Now, for a second, let's say Deshaun Watson. Let's say Deshaun Watson was accused of pulling a Sandusky out here. Y'all remember Jerry Sandusky, right? Let's assume Deshaun Watson had and this is all hypothetical and I'm not making any, because these niggas got lawyers. Okay. I'm not making not making this kind of direct accusation against Deshaun Watson. I'm just using him as an example because his name was out there and he was, in my opinion, credibly accused of assaulting these massage therapists. But insert the massage therapist. Let's switch out the massage therapist. Let's put in the Pee Wee football league, right? So let's assume Deshaun Watson, or speculate, or hypothesize that he, instead of assaulting women, assaulted children, specifically little boys. Like, do you think that's something that the NFL would have allowed him to come back from? Like, do you think he just could have served like a 6 to 9 game suspension if he'd have done to little boys or other men, for example? What if some of the trainers? What if he had behaved this way towards team trainers? Do you think he would have been allowed to return back under any circumstances? No, because they would have realized that he's a harm, he's a danger, he's a menace, he's a threat. But when he harms women, or when these men in the NFL or Jay-Z as accused harm women, it's like, oh, well, that's just a regular part of life. Women are here to be harmed. Like, what's the problem? Like, just tell them to go to therapy, go sit down, go take a long vacation, put the restraining order on against his baby mama, and just relax. You can just go sit down for a few games. We're going to wait for all this to blow over. We'll get you some guidance, some therapy, some intervention, some counsel. Of course not. There is no ruining someone's life just because he harmed a woman. And I appreciate the NFL remaining on brand with something that any person, but especially women that have been watching this league for really any amount of time, if you've been paying any attention. And I remember, guys, that incident with Ray Rice was so hurtful to me at when it happened, for a couple of reasons. Number one, at the time, I was a Baltimore Ravens fan. And also at the time, maybe a few months earlier, and I have the picture, and maybe because it says a dumb picture. I met Ray Rice at a Christmas party. Friend of mine who is a somebody in Baltimore with a little bit of home, we got a little bit of clout, had a big birthday party. And all these motherfuckers was there. Stephanie Rawlins Blake, she's a former mayor. She was there. All these fucking Baltimore movers and shakers. And they go fucking Ray Rice. And I'm in the VIP section. I had brought one of my family members with me actually. And we just saw him. We were like, hey, and he was really nice. We took pictures. Like I got a picture. My family member got a picture. Nice guy, right? Until I seen him knocking the teeth back of his fiancée. I said, oh, fuck this guy. And what the Ravens did was so foul. The Ravens, if you guys remember, this shit's probably on YouTube somewhere. The Baltimore Ravens held a press conference with Ray Rice and Janae, and Ray Rice apologized for assaulting his fiance. And the Baltimore Ravens made Janae Rice also get up there and apologize. She wasn't Janae Rice at the time. She was still his fiance. Or maybe I don't think they were married. But anyway, she got up there and apologized for her role in the incident. I'm sorry. You making this woman who got knocked unconscious by her professional athlete partner, she's apologizing to the world for what? For what? For getting knocked unconscious? I was done with the Ravens that day. We were finished. It was over. Really, I was done with the NFL. So therefore, I have no team that I root for. I do have teams that I root against. No team that I root for, though, however. But I just realized right then and there that was a light bulb moment for me as it pertains to the way that male-centered institutions in particular view women, right? And the NFL is that. All of these NFL franchises, all of these NFL owners are exactly that. So expect the partnership between the NFL and Rock Nation to continue unabated as Jay-Z is bringing you not one, but two entertainment spectacular to close out the NFL season. He's giving you his wife and giving you Kendrick Lamar. And I want y'all to remember these things as these performances come up, okay? Because with the way that people are being exposed and outed, and let me say this, even though I wasn't there, I wasn't a witness, I don't know what happened between Jay-Z, Diddy, and this teenager. However, I am inclined to believe survivors until there is evidence to dispute what they have alleged. So, yeah, like I told y'all the last show, it's an overcorrection on my end. I believe all survivors, okay? I believe them all until there's reason not to, right? I don't think that what Jay-Z is accused of is beyond the scope of what rapey, harmful, predatory men are capable of, right? In fact, I didn't clip this video because I am not that kind of channel, guys. I am not here to just bring every piece of incendiary evidence to my channel, but there is a clip of a video circulating on TikTok. Again, I don't know where it came from. I can't verify it. Though it appears to be shot, maybe early 2000s, and it shows Jay-Z coming out of a room. I don't know if it's a hotel room. I don't know what kind of room it is, but he's very excited. He's clothed, but you can kind of see inside the room. It's filled with a handful of young-looking girls. Young. I mean, when I say young, I don't mean like 22. I mean like 14, like girls that look to be teenagers. They don't look to be young women. They look to be teenagers. And Jay-Z coming out the room like, woo, boy, I put it on him or some shit. And he daps up Diddy, and Diddy's like, yeah, boy, that's how we do it on a Saturday. Now, the video is only a few seconds long. It doesn't appear to be computer generated or whatever. It looks like it's a real piece a longer clip. But again, I can't verify that shit. I don't know who shot that shit. I don't know where that shit was shot. I don't know who these people are besides Jay-Z and Puffy in the video, right? But my point is, the cracks are starting to come out. And just in the same way that Sean Combs possibly could have avoided all of the shit that he's dealing with right now had he simply just paid Cassie the money when she asked for the fucking money. If he'd have just paid her the money, if he'd have just run her money, and he'd have been mad about paying that money. But nigga, I promise you, you would not be in jail right now if you just paid that lady her money. I have a feeling Jay-Z is going to have to learn the same painful, powerful lesson. He's coming out with these big denials against his accusation. And yeah, all the terrible men are standing with. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to say this real quick before I turn y'all loose. Part of the reason I think that Roger Goodell and the NFL are standing with Jay-Z is because God knows how many of those fuckers are included on some of these alleged freak off tapes, right? Jay-Z, good friends with Robert Kraft. Patriots owner Robert Kraft, right? Roger Goodell. Like, as much as people, the public really wants to know the identity of the celebrities on the freak off videos. No. I want to know who the powerful white men are. Who are the powerful executives? Who are the powerful CEOs? Funny thing is, my guess is a lot of the exposure of the CEOs post Luigi doing Luigi things, right? Like, people are like, oh, did you know this CEO made $100 million? Like, all of that, like that. Can we get that overlap? I need the overlap of the CEOs, of the board members, the board of directors, the NFL owners, whoever the fuck. Who are those people that are on the freak off tapes? The non-celebrities, but the powerful, the wealthy. That's who I want to know who's on the freak off tapes. That is also part of the reason that I think that Goodell, and then let me say allegedly, in my opinion, allegedly. That's why I think Goodell is sticking by Jay-Z, because Goodell like, nigga, I'm on them tapes too. Goodell like, they got me, Robbie Kraft, who else? Whichever one. Who is another dirtball owner that's guaranteed to be a dirtball? That let me not say guaranteed. Highly, very likely to be a dirtball. Who is the Indianapolis Colts owner? Who's these dirtball? Irsay, dirtball. Jerry Jones, dirtball. Who else is a dirtball? Name them dirtball NFL owners. Name them owners that you think could possibly also be on the freak off tapes. My point exactly. Birds of a feather flock together. Why would I think that Roger Goodell and the NFL owners would be any different than Diddy, then R. Kelly, then Harvey Weinstein? Huh. Yeah, they're going to stick by each other, stick next to each other, and most of all, stick up for each other. Why? Because they the same terrible people. I think that's all I had to say. And I'm going to bid you all adieu. Thank you all so much for coming through. Check me out on the Remix Morning Show, Black Liberation Media. Please go over there, subscribe. We do the Remix Morning Show Tuesday through Friday, though I'm there Tuesday and Thursdays by and large. 8 a.m. Eastern Time. It's the best morning show, dare I say, on the planet. Fight me. Pick another morning show that's fucking with us. You can't. Because we dust niggas. I don't give a fuck who they are. I don't give a fuck what medium they are. I don't give a fuck what format they show up in. No one is fucking with me and my clan. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something. I don't want niggas sound like me and my team on no album. You know what I'm saying? Word up. Because I'm approaching nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Damn, I was trying to do the shark niggas from Ghostface and I just drew a blank, so my bad. But my point is, I don't want niggas sound like me and my morning show on no YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? Word up, I'm approaching nigga. But anyway, we appreciate your support. Support is here. 200 some subscribers away from 7,000. Help us get over the hump, because YouTube be hating. Shout out to all of our people that's watching us over on Twitch, BIDWKB on Twitch. I know I have told ginormous lies and I have promised Kim's Twitch turnups, and I have delivered not at all on these Twitch turnups. I'm a little bit stuck real quick. So on Mary J. Blige's I Love You, and this was a widely used sample in rap music. I think it's called Ike's Jam by Isaac Hayes. And I can't find the song of which that piano comes from. That ding 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 ding. It doesn't translate well, me humming it, but regardless. So anyway, I'm just bullshitting, but I'm gonna get it together. We coming back with Kim Switch Turnip. So thank you all so much for all that you do. Again, don't forget. Oh yes, don't forget this Saturday. Join us for the Around the Fire Disability Support Sesh for December. It is. Did I say Saturday? It's today Friday. Tomorrow Saturday. It is tomorrow Saturday the 14th, 5 p.m. Eastern. Join Anna Hart, Learn Life Abby, Mama Lorraine, Sweary Ferry, myself, and the others. Shout out to all the others that come through and join us on the Around the Fire Disability Support Sesh. We appreciate it. It's for the disabled adjacent, for people that are caregivers. And listen, I don't know what we're talking about. And girls, whatever y'all want to talk about is fine. But we definitely at least got to bring up Luigi out this bitch. We got to bring up Luigi because fucking Luigi let the chopper sing ultimately because he was in pain, because he was dealing with chronic pain, dealing with some level or form of disability. And you could keep the oligarchs, the healthcare corporations, the CEOs, y'all can keep playing with people in pain and people dealing with ongoing illness and sickness all the fuck you want, baby. This is America. Niggas got guns. Okay. Like, keep playing fucking games. Because these young Luigis is out here getting inspired, and I'm not here to discourage them, okay? Like, I go on, Gen Z. Cook, my little nieces and nephews. Cook on, Gen Z. Your Gen X aunties and uncles are cheering for you. And yes, we will throw down on the bail fund if you need it, but Luigi don't need that shit. Luigi got money. But anyway, so maybe we'll talk about that on the disability support sesh. Like, you know, this idea that disabled people, because they are disabled, that they are not dangerous is a folly. And you will make a mistake by underestimating what a disabled person is capable of, or by erroneously assuming what they are not capable of. Okay. Disabled does not mean undangerous. Remember that. Okay. Thank you guys so much. Shout out to Will and Molly. We appreciate all that you do. Please like the video on your way out the door, and we'll see y'all back here on Tuesday for the Tuesday edition of Burn It Down with Kim Brown. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Good night, y'all. Peace, peace, peace. Love y'all.